Speaking of time, there's going to be a time in a different country coming up to kick off this entire weekend on Friday night. Ty has a question for you.
Yeah, Shefty, we obviously know the NFL is very bullish and excited about global expansion, evidenced by this marquee game on Friday night between the Packers and the Eagles in Brazil. And while some of the players are very excited about the actual game itself, Darius Slay had this to say about actually playing in Brazil.
Trip. Week 1, I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait. But, man, I do not want to go to Brazil. You want to know why? I'm here to tell you why. They already told us not to leave the hotel. They told us we can't do too much going on because the crime rate is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, NFL, why y'all want to send us somewhere with the crime rate this high? And we out the country. So, the first thing people think is something terrible can possibly happen. I told my family, do not come down there because I'm not going to be nowhere to be found. Really, I'm going to be in a hotel chilling, minding my business, playing my game after a long 9.5-hour flight. So I don't have no intentions on doing nothing. I'm going to eat hotel food. I'm doing everything. But they said, yeah, man, it's going to be pretty crazy down there. The police said they're going to be, try to be the best they could possibly be, the top flight security of the world, Craig. You know what I'm saying? So we hope for that, man. But I do.
Big Dom, baby.
Yeah, Big Dom, obviously. But, Shefty, with that being said, how did the NFL come to this decision? And ultimately, what kind of actual – how worried are they about the potential threats that this game could pose?
Well, they do so much work on these games in advance, and I don't know that they pose any more threats than any other game in any other country. And the league is determined to grow the game internationally, to do whatever it takes, so much so that you're seeing them pull a game out of Philadelphia, a marquee matchup, and putting it in Brazil on Friday night of week 1. And it's a great matchup. It's a marquee game here that Brazil gets, and Philadelphia is deprived of. The Packers themselves, they're not thrilled about the idea of going to Brazil, but they don't have to go to Philadelphia, and they're playing on a neutral field, which I think is huge. But the league feels like there's these huge opportunities in these foreign countries. And look, I think there's just a ton of security that's in place. The Eagles are staying at the airport. It's not like they're going sightseeing in Brazil. It's a total business trip. That's what it is. And I think everybody knows they're taking extra precautions, being careful. And even today, I had Russell Okung, the former offensive lineman. He was all worked up about the fact that people would say anything negative about Brazil. He's like, this is the most beautiful country. It's awesome there. People are going to love it there. So there's that other side, too, that people aren't hearing about. But because it's essentially away from what normally happens, it's a break in the routine. People are wondering how it will be. You just never know. I'll tell you this. We used to do Monday Night Football games in Mexico City, and they always bring you to these cars, and they're extra careful with you, taking precautions. And I was walking out with the Monday Night Countdown team back to the parking area where there were a bunch of people that were taking us back to the hotel, supposedly. And all of a sudden, I'm standing there, and I get in a car. They go, hotel? I go, hotel. And I get in the car by myself with nobody around. And I'm about 3 minutes in, and I start having heart palpitations. I'm like, oh, my God. I just got into the wrong car. These people could be taking me anywhere right now. I started texting some of the ESPN people on site, Pat, right? Hey, am I in the right car? Did I get in the right place? Am I in the wrong spot? Did I get kidnapped? I was...
But then
I'm telling you, I was scared.
But then you got delivered to the right spot, right? And you immediately thought to yourself, of course, there's more good people than bad people. And it's the same thing. Same thing here with when we went to Dublin, and we went to Ireland. If you wanted to find negative headlines about a place, you could probably go and find
anywhere.
But what we found was, fucking awesome.
Yeah,
That's the best.
Absolutely awesome. And it's the same thing, I think, with Paris and France. Whenever you talk about what the Olympics happen, it's for these big events, I don't know if it's how it is normally, okay? I don't care about any of that. But I do know that normally for these big events, the country, everybody wants to show the
They're
absolute best. Yeah, absolutely.
They want to put their best foot forward. They're great places to visit, all these things. But there's trouble in New York City. There's trouble in Connecticut. There's trouble in Indianapolis. You just got to be smart.
Nicest
about
fans
it.
in the league, though. Let's make sure that came out. Indianapolis, nicest fans in the entire NFL. But it is
absolutely.
I do appreciate though that Big Dom and them are telling them over there hey, this ain't like you said. This isn't a sightseeing trip. Okay, we are going to be on the resort. We are staying on the resort here.
Then it's not even a resort. It's a hotel at the airport. It's not even a resort. It's just it's a airport
Very
hotel.
odd.
9.5 hours.
Yikes.
Brazil's got resort.
Yeah.
I mean, they got
Plenty of them. Staying at a Holiday Inn Express. All right,
Okay,
very
all right.
nice.
All right, come down here, get some muffins. We're shipping in some Philly cheesesteaks. You guys feel like you're at home.
They'll have the breakfast buffet all set up for everybody. It'll be great.